vigilante. Resist the system, you know what I'm saying? Feel good right now. Let's get it.
Keep it 100. Hey, minor is the one you want talking to your sons. I can talk about God, I can tell them about drugs. I can show them how to move when they see you in the mud. Get to work and make a brick. It was me and Doc putting everything on the house, investing everything in music, then explain it to the spouse. Came a long way from sleeping on my brother's couch. Really shooter met, call her op, he a vouch. Yeah, I own a few mistakes.
I done woke up, slept on me, trying to eat with vultures. Y'all look frail, let me feed the culture. Can't get full of the lead and coke, huh? Still sober? Y'all OD, follow me, but it ain't follow me. King, yeah, I know the king, Martin Luther King. You ain't really gonna throne, boy, you in a dream. Wake up, y'all don't want it. Down to the wire, better put Milo on it. And let's soon Chico Milo, homie. And if I'm scared, I guess I don't know it, cause I'm still going right where the heat at. And where I ain't supposed to be, that's where I be at. And I spit that shit back, listen to the truth for the sky crack, and the Lord get back. Or somebody wants to get back, and they click clack, they be bent back, thinking I just intact. Never left, but I've been back, cross on my big neck, and I don't rap gospel, I live that. But I'm nothing but a gimmick. You see me in a club, funny, you was in it? Skip a cosign, shout out to the homie Kendrick. And all I hear is crickets when I run into the critics. Oh well, show tells me a lot when they tell me to rock. Keep my eyebrows raised, smell what I'm cooking. And the sales may drop, yeah, the mail may stop, but they ask for the truth, yeah, I'm a dork. They like, how you do that now? Sound kinda nice, boy, who that down? Is everything real good, true and fair? But you probably wouldn't listen if you knew that style.
The heartbeat's just a little faster right now, doesn't it? As they stand alone right now. No cornermen. They're just ready to make the ring walk for the biggest.
Keep your hands up, keep your chin tucked. It's the one and only Ghost with the shot on the front. And it has been about a week, 2 weeks almost. Let me check my audio real quick. How does everything sound real quick? My audio good? I haven't even touched my mic in almost 2 weeks, bro. What's good? Berlanga. Yeah. Hey, look, you know what's kind of funny, man? Hold on 1 second. What's good? Damn, I mean, I didn't know Berlanga got a movement like that. Hey, look, let me say this. First, let me start by saying, I wasn't feeling well, and but that's why I haven't been going live and taking care of some other things. But I want to say that I'm kind of like low-key going for the underdog. Like, I know a lot of shit that I've said about Berlanga, but I've always liked the underdog, man. You know what I mean? Like, I do understand the fact that this is boxing and that a lot of people believe that, hey, man, that you could be overlooking an opponent. But, I kind of I'm kind of like a realist. I try to be a realist. Like, I look at one side and I go, okay, no fight is a guarantee. Then I look at the other side like, yeah, but like when I look at this fighter and this fighter, it just looks like apparent to me what I think is going to happen. But I can tell you this right now. I want to put one thing to bed that I feel like a lot of people are doing. Number one, there's nothing wrong with hyping this fight. Like, if you love boxing, then you love boxing. Then you want to see this fight. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But what I do want to say is keep your eyes on the people that have been saying certain things. Like all these people that's been saying, oh, this is going to be an upset. And you're going to see. I want you to remember what that guy said. Remember what he said. and then go back to his channel that day or the day after and watch that energy. Very few times are you going to see the person like, I was wrong, you know. Nah. A lot of times, motherfuckers flip-flop so much, right? They say one thing on this live, they say one thing on the other live, right? So no matter what the result is, they're going to say, see, I told you. So if I told you one day, yo, he can't beat Canelo, like that shit ain't going to happen. And then like 2 days later, I'm like, watch, Berlanga going to get that upset. No matter what the result is, I can say to you, see, I told you. I mean, I see this shit happen all the time, bro. I see it happen all the time, and I just think it's funny. I think it's funny to me. I think a lot of people are hyping the fight up. I will say this. I am excited to see the fight, but for different reasons. Number one is I do feel like I get this feeling like something's going to happen. Now, when I say something's going to happen, I'm not saying that I feel like there's going to be an upset, but I feel like something is going to happen that we're not like expecting. Now, I don't know how you're expecting Canelo to win if you are picking Canelo to win, right? If I really want to do a deep dive, I mean, I haven't really thought about it. Like I said, like the past week or so, the past week and a half, almost 2 weeks, haven't been feeling well, and was taking care of some other things too. It's kind of personal, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, is like I haven't been putting way too much thought into this fight, right? But as it's getting closer, and I think about it, you know, my prediction is gonna be Canelo, and I've said that I really feel like because of the way that they fight, that Berlanga will get knocked out. But also when I think about it, who said the debate is good? Listen, brother, let me just put this right here. I don't think it matters. This is my opinion. I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. I think we're living in times where what you see is not what it is, and I don't think we really have a control in it. That's for another live, bro. But yeah, I saw a little bit of it. You know, at the end of the day, whoever's going to be put in office is going to be put in office, bro. So it is what it is. Well, hey, you know what I was thinking, though? If you are going to beat Canelo, right? If you are going to beat Canelo, I would like to think that the way that Berlanga is taking it is the best way. The reason why I say that is I don't think he can outbox Canelo. Oh, by the way, is it yo? I didn't see the whole episode that he had. I know we had like a part 2 episode, right? And I think on the other one that I showed, and the one when he had that first episode, I know I went live, and I think I showed where he's watching the Bivol fight, right? And I think he said, yeah, everybody that beats Canelo beat him with a jab, right? And I'm thinking like, yeah, but I don't. You're not Bivol. you're not Bivol, bro. And I don't think you have the technical skills to outbox Canelo. But if you're gonna have a mentality to beat Canelo, it would probably be Berlanga's mentality. Why I say that is because I don't really believe Berlanga's that smart. I really don't. By the way, you know, listen, all these people that are like, oh, Fat Joe's behind him, and oh, this guy's behind him, and bro, I saw somebody was like, oh, yo, Tito's gonna walk him out. Tito Trinidad, bro, they can't fight for him, man. They can't fight for him. It's good to have a lot of people backing you, but at the end of the day, you the one that's got to do something, bro. So when people say, oh, he's backing him, that don't mean shit. That don't mean nothing. If anything, if you really want to think about it, let's think about it like this. What do you think is going to affect Berlanga more? When you have a lot of people backing you, and he's never fought in this stature before. He's never fought in a fight like this. How many times have we seen these fights? The fight itself, the magnitude of the fight, the magnitude of the person that you're fighting overwhelms you before you even get in the ring. We've seen examples of that numerous times, bro. Rolly Romero, who I think that he actually handled it well when he fought Tank because he was winning some of that fight. But I still think the magnitude of that fight got to him. You know, when he was walking into the, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I pay attention to things that maybe some people won't pay attention to. So like, I pay attention to like when people walk out and their the way that they look. And look, I'm not saying that anybody's scared of anybody because this is what they do for a living, but boxers and fighters get nervous. UFC fighters get nervous, bro. They all get nervous. Now, whether it's and I think being nervous is a good thing. It's a good thing. It keeps you on point. Not being so fucking scared that you can't throw a punch, that you're scared to throw a punch, but being nervous, like as in like it keeps me on point, right? I remember like looking at when Rolly would walk into the ring, right? And look at Rolly before he took his losses. He'd walk into the ring with a stone cold, like just a killer ass look, right? But when his ass got knocked out, and he was just acting different. Which, by the way, haven't you noticed the difference in Rolly? Not to get off point, but I noticed this the other day. Rolly, for instance, right? I think Rolly's good for boxing. Why? Because I've always said that Rolly can sell a fight. You know, he talks a lot of shit. He says he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that. That's it seems like his last two fights, bro, that shit got beat the hell out of him. He ain't like that no more. He don't talk like that no more. He's really nice. He's really humble, right? And I think and I think that obviously his performances has a lot to do with that. Which, by the way, Rolly's fighting on the night of Canelo, isn't he? Rolly's fighting, right? Caleb Plant's fighting. That's really not surprising. And by the way, this is what I mean by pay attention to what people say. Listen, there are people out there that if they're wrong, they're gonna admit that they're wrong, right? They're gonna admit that they're wrong. You remember when I had Ryan beating Devin Haney all the way up to the weigh-in. If you remember, all the way up to the weigh-in. Then when Ryan came in like a couple pounds overweight, right? I remember that live because I got mad and I was like, man, this motherfucker ain't disciplined, right? Come to find out, I mean, from multiple sources, I don't know how true it is, but of course, you know, Eddie Hearn said it and people that were there said it. They said that he really tried to get the weight off, but either way, doesn't matter. It was 4 pounds, right? And I remember saying, damn, man, Ryan ain't even disciplined. And I was upset. And I was like, I think Haney's gonna outbox this motherfucker, right? And we all saw what happened. And I remember I went live and I was like, shit, I was wrong, but I never been so happy to be wrong in my life, right? This is what I mean by like, just watch what some of these dudes do, man. Oh, which, by the way, this is why I'm bringing this up, by the way. This is why I'm bringing this up. You know, this guy, Alonzo's cucking attorney. I don't even know, bro. You know what? There's like 200 Alonzos, bro. So it don't matter anymore. Which, by the way, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about was the reason why I say watch what people say is because, like, I don't know if it's more fatigue for me. It's more fatigue. Now, I already know what some people are gonna say. They're gonna say, Shadow, you ain't been doing this long enough to catch fatigue. Motherfucker, I could catch fatigue like anyone else, right? Nobody knows what goes on in my life. I don't know what goes on in your life, right? I do know that I look at YouTube and I'm like, you know, a lot of people use a persona, you know, a character. And then when they log off, they're not like that, right? It's hard for me to do that. It's like I thought about doing it, but it's kind of hard for me. So therefore, I am the same person that I log on, that I log off. After a while, that shit gets tiring, bro. And I don't know. I look at things and I'm just like, man, I don't know. Like I never got into this shit for money. I never got into it for money, right? This is not my source of income. This is a hobby for me. This is a hobby for me. It's not a source of income. And sometimes, man, when I look at the shit that goes on, I'm like, man, you know, it's easy to say don't let the shit bother you. But it's like, come on, bro. Like, how are you going to have a channel, right, but not watch what goes on? You see what I'm saying? Like how are you going to cover the NFL and not watch channels that talk about the NFL or watch shit about news about the NFL? You're gonna. It's part of you having a channel. Unless you discreetly want to run a boxing channel and don't watch, you're not subscribed to nobody else and you don't watch anything else and you literally just watch the fights and just run your own channel. You could do it like that. I don't do it like that, right? I came into this shit as like in a community almost, right? And I just look at it. I'm just like, man, I don't know if I want to do this shit no more, man. I'm being dead ass serious with you, man. So in a way, I hope Berlanga does win, bro. Because I know I got that bet that if Berlanga wins, I ain't hopping on YouTube again. So yeah, I hope Berlanga wins, bro. It'll give me a for sure reason not to log back on this motherfucker ever again, bro. And I know what you're saying. You're gonna say, oh, well, you could just stop at any time. I already been over that. 1,000 times. I feel like because I have a channel, like I'm obligated. I'm not even monetized. I feel like I'm obligated to go live for some of y'all. But after a while, I'm like, man, listen, all the fuckery and the foolery that goes on and the fakeness and shit like that, man, after a while, I'm just like, man, that shit is for the birds, bro. It's for the birds. Like, that's why I say pay attention to what a lot of these dudes say. Pay attention to what they say. You don't know how many times, bro, recently, because I've been feeling a certain way recently. You don't know how many times I've been on certain channels and I'm watching the motherfucker talk and I'm like, I feel like hopping and I don't, but I'm looking at them because I got a good memory. And I'm watching these dudes talk and I'm like, bruh, that's not what you said last year. That's not what you said last month. That's not what you said in this live. Now it's the total opposite. Motherfucker, they flip-flop like fish, bro. I can't do that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I don't like somebody, I don't like somebody. I'll just tell you. Like I said, I don't like Edgar Berlanga, right? I already told you why I don't like him. It's really got nothing to do with the fact of what he does in the ring, because to be honest with you, he doesn't do much in the ring for me to even like to begin with. It's just the energy thing that I feel. Like some people I look at them and I'm like, nah, I ain't feeling him. And I don't gotta meet you. It's just something I see, and I'm just like, nah, he's weird to me, But I do want him to win. And I think the one thing that people like, I've been seeing like people, they feel like Canelo's like overlooking him, and this is what I'll say to that. How many times have I heard? If I could, I could count on my fingers at least like 7 fights where I saw people like, oh, watch, Munguia's gonna upset him, or watch, Billy Joe's gonna upset him, or Caleb Plant's gonna upset him. Like, I've heard this before, bro. I've heard this before. And either two things happen, right? The dudes that are wrong, they leave for like 6 to 8 months. You don't see them no more. And then they just come back out of nowhere like they never said nothing. Which I don't know why you would let it get to you like that. See, this is where I feel like some of y'all are actually trolling, bro. This is where I feel like some of y'all are trolling. Listen, the only way he's going to beat Canelo is if he knocks out Canelo. But this is the main reason why I don't have him winning, though. The main reason why I don't have this upset happening, I'm not saying it can't happen, y'all. I'm not saying it can't happen. I just told you that I like the underdog, and if he wins, shit, it is what it is, right? But the reason why I don't feel like this upset is going to happen is because of the way he's got to win this fight, bro. We know he's not going to outbox Canelo, bro. I don't know why he's watching the Bivol fight. I don't know why Berlanga's watching the Bivol fight. You're not going to outbox Canelo. Yeah, you got a longer reach than him and you're bigger than him, but so what? Almost every person that Canelo gets in the ring with, they're bigger and got a longer reach. Or they have all these massive, attributes that They think people that it's easier said than done to when that bell rings and you're in there, bro. You're in there. Canelo's got good defense. He's a good counter puncher. Canelo is a good body puncher, right? But the main thing that I feel like because I feel like the only way Berlanga wins is if he knocks out Canelo. And if, like I said this before, if you were to build a fighter, if this was a video game and you were customizing a fighter, right? And you were able to take, and you had to pick fighters from this era. Can't pick fighters from no other era. You have to pick from fighters that are currently fighting, right? And you were able to say, oh, I'll take this guy's jab, or I'll take this guy's counter punching ability, or this guy's heart, or this guy's grit, or this guy's power, right? Or his footwork, right? So when it comes to chin, let me ask you, if it comes to chin, who are you picking? If you get to the chin part and they're like, okay, you get to pick a fighter with a good chin. Bro, the first thing that comes to my mind is Canelo. It's the first thing that comes to my mind. The man has been visibly hurt, as far as I know, visibly. One time in his career. Like last decade. Probably more than that. So it's the fact that in order for him to beat Canelo, I feel like he's got to knock Canelo out. And I feel like because of his chin, I just don't think it's going to happen, bro. I don't think it's going to happen. But I will say this, though. I notice little things, right? I notice little things. And I don't know if I've noticed this before, but I noticed it this fight. So Canelo was doing an interview, right? Normally a seasoned veteran, a seasoned champion of any sport, UFC, any combat sport, usually when you're sitting down with somebody and they start asking you about another fight when your fight hasn't even happened, 9 out of 10, like, even the fighters you know that are for sure going to win in your mind, 99.9% of the time, they answer with, I got to get through this guy first. I don't want to talk about another fight. I'm focused on this guy. For instance, Caleb Plant is fighting Macombi, right? They keep asking him about who he wants to fight afterwards, right? And Caleb Plant's like, nah, I'm fighting Macombi. The guy that looks like Dr. Disrespect. Which, by the way, Macombi looks just like him, bro. Macombi looks just like this dude, bro. This shit was hilarious to me. Oh, man, this shit is funny to me. This dude looked just like him, bro. Hold up. Right here. Look at that. That's Macombi, right? Look just like Dr. Disrespect, bro. You know who that is. That's a gamer. So Caleb Plant's fighting Dr. Disrespect, right? And they ask him about his next fights. Who you want to fight, Charlo or how about even Berlanga, right? Or whatever, right? Or a rematch with Canelo, right? Even he's like, I'm locked in with Macombi. But I could have swore I saw Canelo say, and I gotta find the interview, but they were asking him about what he wants to do after this fight. And I believe he was like, oh yeah, I want to do this. I want to do that. So he kind of did like overspeak, like, but then again, it's Berlanga. Like, do you really expect Canelo to like worry about this man? And maybe that's the biggest, I think that's the biggest advantage Berlanga has. The biggest advantage Berlanga has is the fact that we all know that in Canelo's mind, I'm not saying he's overlooking Berlanga, but what I am saying is that if he was ever to overlook an opponent, it would be this guy. It would be this guy. I mean, you remember when they asked him, let me see if I still have it. I haven't been live in almost 2 weeks. Let me see if I still have it. Let me see if I have it. Hold on. You remember when they were asking Canelo they were asking Canelo about like what does Berlanga do, right? Like what does he do that can complicate things? Yeah, here it is right here. Here it is right here. Hold on.
We're a month away, exactly a month away now. How is training going? How you feeling, man?
Great, my friend. I always train 100%, and I feel great. I'm ready for this Saturday.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. You go back to Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. Obviously, a Mexican Independence Day weekend. It's a weekend that you often do fight. How about the importance of that, though, Canelo? It being just 2 days before Independence Day.
For me, it's always great to represent my country on those days. I always try to fight in those days because it's important for me and for my Mexican fans. So,
oh, by the way, I said this before, bro, and I don't think anyone answered me. Like, does Canelo have herpes or something? What is that shit on his lip, bro? I ain't trying to look at another man like that, but it's like I cannot unsee that, bro. Like he talks in one interview and the shit ain't there. And then like when he has a fight, it's like it flares up again. Y'all notice that? Or is that shit just always there on his lip? I don't know. I don't know if that's an STD. I don't know. I don't have an STD, so I don't know how them shits work.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to fight in May and September, and I'm very honored.
Give me the scouting report on Edgar. He's a relatively young guy. Obviously, he's 22-0. He's got 17 knockouts. He had that knockout streak to start his career. What do you make of Edgar Berlanga? What's he good at? What's he not good at?
No, he's good. He's strong. He's young. He's hungry. But it's nothing new for me.
He said he's young. He's strong. And that's basically it, bro. That's it. Not really much. Normally, bro, you should have like sort of a list for your opponent. Like when he fought Caleb Plant, it was like, yeah, what you think about Caleb Plant? He's like, good footwork, good defense. He's got a good jab, a good jab. Fucking Berlanga, he's young and hungry. That's it. You can't really list off too much. So this is probably the only thing that I feel like Berlanga can take advantage of, because if he was to overlook somebody, it would be Berlanga. But again, see, in order for me to pick against Canelo, right, I would have to see something that would make me want to pick against Canelo. And the only thing that I can say is this: when I watched the Munguia fight, I don't know if it was just me. I need to watch it again. I need to watch it in full again. I watched the Munguia fight live, and then I watched the highlights again. But I don't know. Even though Canelo won that fight, even though he dropped Munguia, I don't know if it was just because I was watching it live, because I know I was watching it live with two other people, and maybe I wasn't paying attention a lot. But I do remember at that time, I was like, Canelo seems slower to me. He just seems slower, or but it's kind of weird because when I said that, that's the same round when he dropped Munguia. Like 40 seconds later, he dropped Munguia, and I'm like, oh shit. Well, I guess his power is still there, I guess, but I don't know. It looked a little slow to me at first, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I saw it live and it just maybe I didn't rewatch it. But I do remember saying to myself, has Canelo lost a step? And that goes to show you. Let's just say he did lose a step. Let's say he did. Did that affect him in the Munguia fight? Not at all. Because there's levels. And Canelo, love him or hate him, bro. Love him or hate him. I know some of y'all don't like Canelo, and I know some of y'all is on his nuts. All right. I've seen them all. You got the ones that's on his nuts, and that's all Canelo. And then you got the other ones that won't acknowledge a damn thing this man has done. I don't care which side you're on, bro. I don't care if you're in the middle. The fact of the matter is, there's not one thing that makes him a good fighter. It's multiple things. His defense, his chin, his counterpunching, his patience, his experience, all that shit. All that shit makes Canelo who he is, bro. If not, then explain to me how he's fighting in a division where he's tiny. Did you see him sparring Teofimo Lopez? Teofimo Lopez fights at 140. They look damn near the same size to me, bro. Damn near the same size to me. So Canelo is small. He's small. But that shit doesn't matter. Because it's not like he's just got one attribute that you need to look out for, bro. That's another thing, too. That's another thing. His defense. So he's got good defense, and he's got a good chin. And he's a good body puncher. And he's a good body puncher, right? I think he stops Berlanga with a body shot. Now that's my pick. That's my pick. I think he stops Berlanga with a body shot. I think the magnitude of this fight is gonna fuck Berlanga up, bro. That's just me. Everyone has their own opinion on it. I think the magnitude, bro, you cannot go from fighting absolutely dudes I've never heard of or maybe even seen fight once or twice in my life, bro. And even though the triangle theory doesn't work, that's true. Just because this guy can't beat this guy doesn't mean this guy can beat that guy. But at the end of the day, you got to look at the man's resume, bro. He hasn't fought absolutely. This is the one fighter where in me of all people, I don't call fighters cab drivers. I don't call fighters grocery store clerks. I don't do that shit. I don't do that shit. Because I know damn well if I ran into that grocery store clerk in the street and I called him a clerk, he popped me right in my fucking mouth and probably knocked me out. Only these dudes online be disrespecting fighters that never hopped in the fucking ring a day in their life, calling people clerks and shit. You see that shit on YouTube. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't need a fucking facade. I don't need to disrespect people. I don't need to act like somebody different to get my point across. You don't like me, you don't like me, bro. Don't fucking subscribe to me. That's why I don't give a fuck about this channel either. I really don't. And I'm about to leave YouTube because if not, I'm gonna start getting real disrespectful, bro. Because I'm gonna start going at people for no apparent reason. I don't want to do that. I'm just tired of the shit. I'm just tired of the fakeness that I see, bro. But then again, you could do what you want on your channel, bro. You do what you want on your channel. But for you to say to me, oh, Shadow, don't let it bother you. How? I am in a community. I don't just go live and watch a boxing fight and not watch nobody else. That shit, that's not even fun to me. Why the fuck do I have a channel? No. Anyone that tells you they have a channel and don't watch other channels is lying to you. Because just like boxing, it's a competitive sport, bro. This shit is competitive. I don't care how you look at it, right? I don't give a fuck if somebody got 40,000 subscribers, right? And look, I got a measly, I ain't even hit a stack yet. I'm not monetized or nothing, but I got pride as a man. You think I'm gonna let a motherfucker with 40,000 subscribers try to act like he got more knowledge than me or talk to me like I'm some idiot? Nah, bro, I'm gonna click the link and say what's up. Like, I'm not a pussy. Like, we're not like we're really fighting, right? So it's competitive. So when you say like, oh, well, don't let it bother you, bro, it is what it is, bro. I'm dead ass honest. I've always been dead ass honest. That's the worst thing. That is the bad thing about me, actually, to be honest with you. Sometimes I wish I was an asshole in real life. People that are assholes seem to get further in life, bro. The people that try to do the right thing in life, they usually don't get far. I don't know why. It's just like that. But anyway, I think that he's going to stop him with a body shot, right? Now, can he knock out Canelo, bro? Of course, bro. Of course. But, like, I don't just look at, like, oh, Berlanga's going to land a lucky punch for the upset. It'd be easy if Canelo didn't have multiple attributes, bro. He's got multiple. To who? Canelo and Berlanga? Of course it is. Or are you talking about YouTube? I'm a little bit confused. I don't know which one you're talking about. Hey, I wouldn't even know, bro. I wouldn't even know. You know, it's never been my my goal to get monetized. You know, which by the way, you don't have to be. This is not for anybody that doesn't have a channel. You don't gotta listen to me. You don't gotta listen to me. What the fuck do I know? I'm not monetized, right? What the fuck do I know? I'm telling you right now. If you want to get monetized, going live every day isn't the best thing for you to do. It's not. It's not. Look at the analytics, bro. You do shorts, you do edited video. Do a real nice long edited video. Take your time. Right? You keep pumping out bullshit, you ain't really gonna get nowhere unless you in some type of cult following, LDBC type shit, bro. And the one thing I actually give to them, the one thing I'll give to that group, by the way, is at least they loyal to their people most of the time. Most of the time. Somebody will be in the chat and they'll be like, "Oh, he started the channel. Everyone go subscribe to him." And he get like 500 followers off that stream alone. That don't mean his content's good. And you guys should know better than that, bro, than to know that your subscriber count doesn't define how much knowledge you have and if you have good content, bro. Come on now. Come on now. There's channels out there with over 100,000 subscribers and have nothing but fucking racist narratives, bro. So what does that tell you? If anything, that tells you you don't gotta know shit. You don't gotta know shit. Disrespect some people, get racist, say whatever the fuck you want, shock factor, and you'll get subscribers, bro. But then you got to keep doing that. Some people love that shit. I can't, brother. I can't do that. They actually do. Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. That's one thing I give them, bro. One thing I give them. And you know what's crazy too? Not to get off topic, but it was like the other month, right? The other month, I saw a couple of them going at each other, right? And even when they were going at each other, they were still like, so which makes me think some of this shit is fake beef, bro. It makes me think it's fake beef. Like sometimes I think like in rap, you know, when there's a rap beef, I feel like some of that shit is orchestrated, bro. Like some of it, like, you know, like sometimes I feel like maybe some of this beef is orchestrated too. Because like even when they were going back and forth, they're like, yeah, go subscribe to him. I'm like, bro, if I got a problem with you, I ain't sending people over to your channel. Fuck that. But yeah, they do. Hey, you know when I say, Hawker, that like I'm honest, I try to be honest, right? You know what gets me mad? And this is me, bro. This is me. It's so petty, bro. I know some of the shit that bothers me can be petty, bro. I know. I'm telling you this shit is petty. You know what gets me though? When I see a channel saying something and I just watched you. I just watched you say something else, bro. And I'm looking at the subscribers like, y'all don't see that shit? Like, none of y'all calling this motherfucker out? Like, he literally just did a 180. Didn't even explain to you why he did a 180. He just did a 180. And everyone's like, facts. And I'm like, bro, oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness. Shit is hilarious to me, man. So the grand arrivals was it today? I haven't even been watching, bro. I know I saw a couple of interviews. I know I showed what was it? The last time I was live, which was a while back. And my shit still fucked up, bro. Where I saved everything on my hold on, give me a second. I know this shit didn't happen again. Hold up. Hold on a second. Oh, wait, I think it's in here. I know hold on one second. It's the one that says, there it is, right there. I got him. All right, I found my content. That's where it was the whole time. Damn. I must have been burnt out that one live. I couldn't even find this. It's right there. It's right there. Yeah, I had showed this one, I think it was. Now, this was the first one, right? Which actually the shit kind of cracked me up because you know, I see all these people like, yeah, the upset, right? The upset's coming. And then every time in my mind, I'm like, yeah, Berlanga can do it. He could do it. I see some stupid shit like this. I just see some stupid shit like this. I don't know, man. He doesn't look like he doesn't look like he's all there, bro. Got me twisted. I mean, look, he's watching the Bivol fight, right? What does that tell you if he's watching the Bivol fight, right? That means that he's planning on throwing his jab, which is good, right? I think if you want to beat Canelo, I think, yeah, you throw your jab. But what else is he going to do? That's why, like, when you think of the upset, bro, listen, you know how they say Buster Douglas upset Mike? This would be more than that. This would be a hell of a lot bigger upset than Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas. I'm going to tell you why. Because when Mike Tyson got upset by Buster Douglas, right? He was fighting in Tokyo, I believe. I think it was Japan. I'm pretty sure it was Japan. I'm pretty sure this wasn't the same Mike that was knocking everybody out in the first round. I'm pretty sure that training camp, he wasn't even training that much. I believe that is around the time when he bought those 2 tigers and shit. He was going to the zoo and just fucking off for millions of dollars, like just walking to the zoo, like, oh, what's that? 2 lions? I'll buy those, wrap those up and put them out back. Like that shit, not even training, right? Then you look at Mike and his attributes, right? Now, Mike and Canelo are 2 different fighters, but who you think has more attributes? Like Canelo, bro. This would be a bigger upset than Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas. But still, like, if I was to ask you, let's say Berlanga wins. Say he wins. Which way you think he wins? If he was to win, like which way? Like, are you gonna say that he's gonna outbox Canelo? He's gonna win by unanimous decision? He's gonna win by split decision? By points? He's gonna have multiple knockdowns, like how Devin Haney had against how Ryan had against Devin Haney. He's gonna have multiple knockdowns? Nah. I guarantee you, most of y'all, unless y'all don't know what the fuck you watching, most of y'all are gonna say the only way he wins is if he knocks Canelo out. It would even be quadruple more of an upset if he wins on points. So the only way he wins is by knockout. And I just, like I said, man, all the stars would need to align up. But if it's going to happen, it'll happen this fight because, like I said, if he was to overlook somebody, this would be the perfect opponent. If you're Canelo, let me ask you this. If you were to overlook Berlanga, would you blame Canelo? Would you blame Canelo? Like, let me ask you this. If I was to say to you, Canelo is going to overlook one of these opponents, and I say to you, Berlanga or David Benavidez, which one are you going to say, oh, he's going to overlook David Benavidez, or is he going to overlook Berlanga? He's going to overlook Berlanga. Why? Because of the resume, because of the people who he fought. That's why. And I do believe your resume matters, bro. As much as people like to say the eye test and stuff like that, yeah, one of the fighters that I support, that I've always supported, is Boots, mainly based off an eye test. He doesn't have a stacked resume. He hasn't fought, right? A lot of it is off of the eye test, right? That's another thing. Well, let's take a look at the eye test with Berlanga. I'm telling you, bro, this is why people think it's almost impossible, because it's like the ones that are in the chat saying Berlanga, are you going for him because you don't like Canelo? Or is it another reason? Or are you really saying Berlanga because deep down in your boxing mind, your analytic mind, you think he's going to beat Canelo? And most of these dudes that are telling you it's going to be an upset, they're not even telling you how. They're not even telling you how. They're not even telling you how. I'm telling you, I think the only way he beats Canelo is by a knockout or multiple knockdowns. Let that sink in. I don't think he's going to outpoint him, right? Canelo, on the other hand, I think he's going to stop Berlanga. I think he is going to stop Berlanga. As much as Canelo doesn't get a knockout every fight, the reason why I think he's going to stop Berlanga is because I know the only chance Berlanga has to win is if he takes the fight to Canelo. It's the only way he's going to win. And all this Fat Joe and Felix Trinidad and all these people are backing him, that shit's going to come back to bite him in the ass. I'm going to tell you why that's going to come back to bite him in the ass. Because when all these people are backing you, and you do know Berlanga's got pride. Every fucking interview, all I hear is, I'm Puerto Rican, I'm from New York, bro. I'm Puerto Rican, I'm from New York. He says it like 20 fucking times. So you know he doesn't want to embarrass himself. He doesn't want to embarrass himself. Not that Fat Joe's there. Not that Tito Trinidad's there. Not if everybody from New York is going to, or whatever, is going to be right. So he doesn't want to look foolish. So I do think that if it came down to him being smart and surviving or being dumb and getting knocked out, I believe Berlanga takes the dumb route. Because I don't think he knows any better. And I think all that, I'm from New York, I'm Puerto Rican, all that shit comes to back. Bro, it sounds good. It sounds good. But if you got nothing strategically or nothing in your attributes, in your boxing skills to back that up, that shit don't mean nothing, bro. If anything, heart can get you fucking killed, bro. Heart will get you killed. Anybody from the hood will tell you, bro. A lot of the crazy motherfuckers are the ones that die first. They're stupid. They're stupid. Yo, don't go over there, bro. You know they said they're gonna shoot you. Man, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna show me out Puerto Rico from the Bronx. I'm gonna walk. All right. Then your ass gets shot. It's always the dumb ones, bro. It's always the dumb ones. So I believe that the only way he beats Canelo is not through any skills, not through anything. He's gonna have to take it to him. And all this like Fat Joe backing him up, all that shit is gonna, okay. Now in his mind, he's like, and he says it in all his interviews, by the way. Shit. Let me go to the most recent one that he had. Let's go to the most recent one that he had. Look, he's telling you right here. He doesn't say anything like, yeah, well, you know, I'm not gonna say you got to give your game plan away. All right, you don't got to do that. But he's telling you in the interview, like, yo, my mom's is watching, my girl is watching, Fat Joe's watching. Like, what is that telling you? That means you don't want to get embarrassed, right? So if it comes down to it, and you got to go for broke, even if it means being dumb, you gonna go for broke. Because everybody's there backing you, right? That's why when all these people say, all these people back, bro, they can't fight for you, bro. Tito can't fight for you, bro. Tito can't hop in the ring and go, all right, you sit down, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna fight him this round. Tito can't do that for you, bro. This ain't a fucking hot dog eating contest. Fat Joe can't help you, bro. So right here in the interview, he's kind of indicating that's all he's gonna do is go for broke, which, by the way, I believe that's the best way that he wins. Which one is the one? Oh, yeah. You guys seen it by now, right? You seen it. Hold on. You seen it by now, right? So he's had multiple interviews since then. Let me see which one is the one where it doesn't even matter. Any interview. Let's go to the Andre Ward. You know what? I haven't even seen. I'm being dead ass serious with you. I saw a glimpse of the Andre Ward interview. I don't even have to watch the shit. I guarantee you, he tells you he's Puerto Rican. He's from the Bronx. I guarantee you, let's go to share screen. I guarantee you, he's gonna tell you he's from Puerto Rican. He's from the Bronx. He's got big balls, right? All this, yeah. The typical, bro. Trust me, bro. I was born in the Bronx. I was raised in Patterson, New Jersey, bro. I know the talk, bro. I know the talk. Right. You got balls, bro. You brave. Good. All right. That shit doesn't really get you nowhere in life, bro. It doesn't. Not unless you got skills and you know what the fuck you're doing. And like I said, 9 out of 10, your heart is what gets you fucked up. If you got heart with skill, okay then. Let me see right here. Is it right here? I think it's this one.
About the New York kid growing up. About the New York kid growing up. I wrote about this in my book, how at the Nationals, got kids from Philly, Ohio.
I brought like fashion.
Y'all get it first.
Yeah, 100%, man. And especially like with us, right? Like with me, I was born and raised in the hood and the projects and stuff. So that's all you see. You see the guys, the guys that was in the streets, dealing with, with certain things and stuff. And you see the big cars, you see the chains, you go on the TV, you see the rappers, one of them was Fat Joe. I used to always see Fat Joe, big chains on and stuff. Yeah. So that was something that, that we grew up around, it was like it's a hip hop culture in New York, you know what I'm saying? And the building I'm walking.
Oh yeah, I saw this. The one I saw with him and Caleb. Right. This shit is hilarious. This is how Berlanga approaches all his beefs the same way, the same exact way.
Me and Caleb were real cool. What's the beef with y'all? How'd that happen?
I was doing the weigh-in show for Canelo Alvarez, and I didn't even know he was there. Like I'm just making my way out. I just seen Canelo. We shook hands and stuff. Wished him luck. And Canelo's walking inside the building. I'm walking out. I get stuck because there was a crowd of people like around me going crazy and stuff. So I'm like, we trying to figure out how to leave. I'm like, yo, we got to get to the car. Like, what we gonna do? And I didn't even see him. He was right next to me. He just hits me. He's like, yo, what's up? When we gonna run it? I'm like, I said, what? He said, what's up? When we gonna run it? I'm like, when we gonna run it? I'm like, I said, I'm focusing on September right now. I got something right here that, you feel me? Like,
yeah, I
got this right here. Like, I know we're gonna get this fight in September, so that's something. Nah, but if you don't get that fight, what's up? Like, he just kept going,
press you
going, pressing me, you know what I'm saying? And bro, we from, man, New Yorkers, and the way I was growing up, you know what I'm saying, I take that as disrespect. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna say and try to, punk me or something, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I got aggressive on him, and I feel like I try to shake his hand. I'm like, y'all respect, and I told y'all respect you as a fighter, even though you lost, but you fought at that level,
I will say this about that interaction. He did, and I spoke about that on my live too. I think in my last live, he did actually try to shake Caleb Plant's hand. He did actually. That is the one interaction where I will say I don't believe Edgar started anything. Actually, he was waiting for Canelo, and Caleb did go up to him, and Caleb did say, yo, what's up? We gonna run it. He did approach him like that. And then he went to shake his hand, and Caleb didn't shake his hand. Yeah, so he's telling the truth about that. But at the end of the day, the same shit. Puerto Rican, I'm from New York. The same you're I don't know why people don't understand, bro, that your strengths are like your weakness, bro. It's not just in combat, it's in real life. I've said this 1,000 times. This is the truth, bro. Whatever you're good at, bro, Whatever you're good at especially if you're really good at it, that's the shit that'll cripple you. That's the shit if you're an asshole in real life, bro, keep being an asshole to people. If you too nice to people, go ahead, keep being too nice to people. They get to take advantage of you. The thing that you're good at is your biggest fucking all this fucking I'm from New York, I'm from the hood. Fat Joe's gonna be watching me. My kid's gonna be watching me. Tito's gonna be watching me. I'm Puerto Rican, right? All that shit is the same shit that could get them to win, but that's the same shit that could get you knocked out, bro. That's the same shit that can get you knocked out. Because in your head, you like, I don't want to get embarrassed. Whereas a smart person would say, oh shit, I could survive this fight. I don't think I'm going to win, right? Now, I'm not saying I suggest that because as a boxing fan, it's the same shit I got mad at Chris Colbert for. I got mad at Chris Colbert when he lost to Hector Garcia because he gave up. He gave up. And at the end of the fight, when they asked him, yo, you were losing. Why didn't you try to do anything? You remember what Chris said? He said, to be honest with you, I didn't want to get hurt again. And I remember I went off. I said, oh, hell no, bro. That's some pussy shit. But when you think about it, let's take Devin Haney, for instance. Why do you think Devin Haney went 12 with Ryan? Why? Why do you think he went 12 with Ryan? Do you think, let me ask you this. You think Devin kept getting up, especially after that third knockdown? You think he got up with the mindset, I could still win? You know that's not the case, right? You know that's not the case because when Devin got up, he didn't do anything. He just retreated more. He continued to get his ass whooped. So why did he get up? It's because he didn't want to get knocked out to Ryan. So he could say, hey, he didn't knock me out. And what's the first thing Devin said? What's the first thing Devin said when he went to Twitter? I got knocked down all those times, but I got up like a man. I got up like a man, right? So that's what I'm saying is like, sometimes, right, it's your life. You're the one in the ring. You're the one in the ring. I've seen plenty of fighters where I guess in their head, they're like, I don't know, bro. I've been dropped 3 times already. It's already the 9th round. Now you can either go for broke and win, or you could be like, you know what? I could pack this up, go back to the drawing board. I ain't gonna let them knock me out, but I could survive. You don't think that happens? You don't think fighters think like that? They do think like that. I'm not saying all of them, but some of them think like that. Some of them are like, at least he didn't, I'm going to go the distance because at least I can say he didn't knock me out. Right? But when you look at the fight, you could tell he ain't trying to win the fight. He's not trying to win the fight, bro. He's trying to survive. You've never seen that? You can't tell me you've never seen that, bro. You can't tell me you've never seen a fighter that just tried to survive because I've seen it a lot. I've seen it a lot. Devin Haney was just trying to survive. Devin Haney wasn't getting up and trying to actually hurt Ryan. He knew he couldn't hurt Ryan. He knew he couldn't hurt him. That third knockdown was bad, bro. Was bad. He didn't have to. And Bill could have stopped the fight right then and there. But it's just to save face. So Berlanga, you think Berlanga? Now let me ask you this, Berlanga. Let's go to Berlanga real quick. Berlanga's personality. Does Berlanga have the personality to you that's gonna be like, damn, Canelo's beating the fuck out of me. Like, at least I could survive. And so Fat Joe won't say that I got knocked out. Tito won't say, or do you think Berlanga is gonna be like, I can't get embarrassed, bro. I can't get embarrassed. I'm from New York, yo. I'm Puerto Rican, yo. Like, I got to go out on my shield. Like, what you think he gonna do? I got him trying to go out on the shield. And I got him getting knocked out. That's me. That's me. What's gonna happen is what's gonna happen, but Bro, I can't tell who's who, bro. Listen, I don't really care. Damn, there's like, what is there, like 5 Alonzos? What the fuck is this, bro? What is up with this guy Alonzo? I don't even know what goes on in YouTube anymore. I don't know why there's like 6 of y'all, bro. Like, why is there 6 of y'all? There's not 6 shadow ghosts running around. Like, bruh, I don't got look here, bro. Here. I don't really got a lot of time, bro. This is another thing, bro. I be like, I'm only gonna be 20 minutes. I'm only gonna be 30 minutes, right? And the shit ends up being like fucking 4 or 5 hours. It's another thing I'm getting sick and tired of because I know I love boxing and I know that I can keep talking about it. And then people ask to drop the link, and then shit like this happens, bro. Like, I have to really start contemplating, like, is this shit even worth it for me, bro? I don't give a fuck with you. You could call me sensitive. You could call me whatever you want. At least I'm honest to you. At least I'm honest to you, bro. I don't got no fucking persona out here. Yo, you know that if I don't know you, bro, I ain't just gonna let you hop on that screen, bro. So you could try it. You could try it, but it ain't gonna happen. You already know that. So watch somebody be dumb and try it anyway. They keep asking for the link and then I drop it. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Yo.
Yo, what up, Shadow Ghost? I'll just cam up real quick so you can see that it's me, all right?
Okay. Okay. I see. Yep. Is you. Okay. All right. What's good, bro?
Yeah, man. What's going on, dog? I just came here to apologize. I shouldn't be apologizing for my trolls, but it's not. Well, it's just to let you know that it is me, the real one, and that there's dudes out there going around other channels smutting me up. This has been going on for a while. They're trying to go around and say racist things so I can get blocked from certain channels. And I guess I mean I've been on your panel before. Of course, my journey in the YTBC. First, I was a listener for a while, then a commenter, then eventually a panelist. But I come from the Thunderdome side, and then eventually I joined the troll channels like Phantoms, Mad Chads, Black and Browns, Rap Stars.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, brother. Hold on. Got somebody else here. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yo.
What's good, bro? Salute.
Okay. You good?
Yeah. You hear me?
Yeah, no, I'm just making sure that you good though, right?
All right, yeah. I'll chill in the back. You chop it up with Alonzo.
No, you ain't gotta chill in the back. You right here.
No, but I hear you're having a convo. You're having a convo with Alonzo. Let Alonzo cook. Whatever the fuck he's saying, let him cook.
Nah, I don't even know what he's apologizing. You don't gotta apologize, Alonzo. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't care about none of this shit.
I know. I just don't want you to think that it's me doing the trolling. That's all.
You good? Don't worry about it. Even if it was you, obviously I let you on, right? I don't really care. I'm at a point where I don't care anymore. So.
I know. I just don't want you. I just don't want you to think because of me that I'm out here stopping you from. I know I'm not stopping you from going live, but just in case, because I know, man, this shit is weird going on. The trolling's gone out of hand. But just letting you know, my main account with uploads is blocked. I was on here with the secondary account. I guess YouTube allows you 2 accounts to 1 email. But my actual real account that actually has uploads, it's blocked right now. But I just came here to clear my name that this is the real Alonzo, and bro, that anyone else is just somebody trolling me. But you won't tell that it's me because I'm on a secondary account, which it won't show uploads there. But my real account is actually blocked on your channel.
Good, I appreciate it.
So all right, man, just came here to say what up, and Papi Manteca, saludos. But all right, man, I'll let you guys cook, man. I just wanted to clear my name up.
All
right, bro. Thank you.
Listen, Shadow. First, I want to say it's an honor. I know you're a real hip hop. I mean, a real a real boxing head. You keep it always official. non-biased. I like your style. And really, I feel Berlanga is going to win because he's got the advantage that he's got the size. He's been hit by bigger fighters. I don't consider Canelo a knockout artist. I feel his pop is overrated. I feel that he's knocked out fighters who have been knocked out previously, like chinny fighters, like he knocked out Kovalev, who had a history of being knocked out. He knocked out fighters as far as I think it was Plant. I think it was Plant he knocked out. Yeah, Plant.
Billy Joe.
And yeah, Billy Joe, which I consider Billy Joe a domestic level fighter. I consider Billy Joe. I mean, his biggest win, as far as I know, because I don't follow UK fighters. I got to be honest. I don't watch boxing at 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. on Saturdays. So the only fight I remember seeing is him with the Canadian guy, Lemieux. I remember he ran away from.
I think he beat Eubank Jr., didn't he?
Basically, yeah. But I remember he ran away from Lemieux, like he was running around and jabbing him, and
right.
I don't consider that boxing. Like when you do that, like you're robbing the fans of a show. Lemieux was a knockout artist. The kid could pop. He used to like to trade. He was known as knocking out as a KO artist in Canada. So he went against Lemieux. He was afraid of Lemieux's power. So he started to circle the ring, jab him, and he was waving at the crowd. To me, that's like, okay, you won, but what did the people get their money's worth, right? So to me, Saunders is a C-level domestic fighter, maybe B-level, if you want to be generous, in my opinion. So I feel like Canelo right now, he's definitely taking this fight lightly. He's not taking Berlanga serious. I'm almost 100% sure he's not taking Berlanga serious. I feel like Canelo's enjoying the fruits of his labor. He's made real money. The kid has boats. He has fucking yachts.
He's
living good.
He's got like over 200 million.
He has a beautiful wife. He's probably fornicating a lot. Bro, boxers, any guy that makes money, you're chilling. You're not. Especially, look, he's been pro since 15, right? Canelo's been pro since 15. That's the same time Chavez went pro. All these Mexicans go pro at 15, right? He's 34 now, so he's had a 19-year career. No boxer is the same at 19 years in. The kid he's almost a billionaire at this point. He's chilling, and he feels like Munguia, like he's gonna do the same thing to Munguia. Like Canelo, his plan probably won't even be to knock out Berlanga, but he feels like he can take him 12 rounds, right? But
he did say something. He did yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I saw. Matter of fact, you said it's just the one I was talking about. Now, to me, I don't think he really means to, like, to me. I'm on the whole thing where it's like, hey, Berlanga wins, he wins. I want the underdog to win, but I also want to keep it, like, I try to keep it down the middle of what I know, right? I don't think Berlanga has fought anybody on the level of Canelo. I do understand what you're saying. I did see the interview where there was an interview where they asked him about his next fight, and usually a fighter will be like, well, I don't want to talk about the next fight until I beat this guy, right? And he did kind of like talk about the next fight, but in that same interview, I think the person said to him, so what do you think he's gonna do? And he said, oh yeah, he's big, he's strong, he's gonna try to come forward, and the guy was like, I'll see if I can find the interview, and the guy said exactly like, so you think it's gonna be like another Munguia? He said, yeah,
Facts.
I think it's gonna be like Munguia.
Facts. I feel that, bro, Canelo right now, he's at the point in his career. He didn't want to fight Bivol because, listen, a real champion goes for the rematch. Real champions do not just leave it like that. In my opinion, Canelo felt that he had no second game plan against Bivol because Canelo, he's a come forward fighter. He was trying to knock out Bivol, but Canelo's power did not affect Bivol. Canelo, you could tell he was demoralized after the 4th and 5th round. You could see it in his face. He knew the punches weren't affecting Bivol. Bivol was able to time him towards the end of the fight. You see, everything was landing on his arms, on his gloves. He had the guard up. Bivol, in my opinion, looked average. He didn't look good in that fight. Bivol did not look good.
Here goes the thing, though. Even, and this is like I said, you have your opinion, I have mine. Like I said, if Berlanga wins, it's all right for me. It is what it is. I look at, he's no Bivol. And if Bivol to you is average, I look at like to
No,
me,
no,
Bivol,
I'm saying he looked average. Bivol looked
right,
average in
okay,
the
right.
Canelo
But what
fight.
I'm saying is,
Yeah,
so like Berlanga, right? Because to
yeah,
me, let me ask you this. Let me ask you
yeah,
this. Uh,
yeah,
you say Berlanga's gonna win, right? How
yeah.
do you have him outboxing Canelo, or do you have him by multiple knockdowns or knockouts?
No, I see it as a brawl. I could even see Berlanga going down. He might go down in the first couple of rounds. Like he's gonna go. It's possible, right? But in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion, he's not gonna be like completely devastated by Canelo's power. It's not gonna be like to the point where Berlanga is gonna be gun shy, where he's gonna be on the back foot. I don't see that happening. I see Canelo getting caught coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Canelo's gonna get overconfident because Berlanga's gonna start slow. Don't think Berlanga. Like I was talking to Suleiman,
Mm-hmm.
the scholar, he out in the Bronx. Shout out to the BX.
Mm-hmm.
I was chopping it up yesterday on another channel with Suleiman. He says that he's going to get Canelo out in 3 rounds. I think Suleiman is going a little bit too far with that. I got it in the 8th round because I see Canelo coming in. He's going to see Berlanga start off slow. Like Berlanga's going to be moving around a bit. He's not going to be engaging too much. Canelo's going to throw everything at Berlanga, right? Berlanga's going to be he might go down, right? But it's not going to be to the point where he can't come back. He's going to come back. He's going to put the pressure on Canelo. Canelo's going to gas. By the 5th round,
Here goes the thing. If that was
yeah,
to happen, not saying that can't happen because it could happen, but I don't this. If I see Canelo, this is what I envision. If I see Canelo is catching Berlanga and he's not hurting him upstairs, he's gonna go
yeah,
downstairs, bro. And you don't gotta hit that hard to catch someone with a good body shot, my guy. Just time it
yeah,
right.
yeah. But that's what's going to happen. But Canelo's going to be in front of Berlanga too much. I feel like Canelo's going to be in Berlanga's face. And that's when Berlanga, he can catch you. Berlanga's got the KOs.
He
Berlanga
does
is
got
not a
power.
light.
He does got power. I
Yeah,
was I was shitting on him. I said this a couple weeks ago. I've been hard on Berlanga. I got my own reasons, but I do think I was a little bit too hard on him as far as his power go. He does have thudding power. He does have thudding
yeah.
power.
Canelo's going to get caught. He's going to get caught coming in. And I feel that the ref is going to stop it. I feel Canelo's going to be hurt by Berlanga's power. It's going to be bloody. I see blood in this fight. And if I'm wrong, then whatever. I'm still going to be on the panels on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just going to disappear. So
Mm-hmm.
for me,
Because
8th round.
usually that's what happens. That's what happens. You see a lot of these guys. They say that the fight's over and you don't see that motherfucker for like months and shit like that. I don't give a fuck. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, bro.
There was another narrative in the YTBC because I follow a lot of channels.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to Ryan Garcia and Tank, right, which was a big fight, right?
Right.
Most people on these panels, and I remember people. I recently came out just to support Berlanga, but I've been in the community for years, and I've seen a lot of weird shit. You got trolls, burner accounts, you got all type of shit going on now. Like, yeah, that's why you see that it's always the same people on the panels, right? It's like a recycled panel. Like nobody new is joining. You see new people in the chats, but those are just the same people with the burner accounts, right?
Right.
So I noticed when Ryan and Tank, right, when that fight was scheduled to happen, prior to that fight here in the YTBC, the narrative was that Ryan was going to destroy Tank, right? That Ryan, I remember hearing people from the UK, these people on the panels, they were all saying, oh no, Ryan is too tall, he's too explosive, he's like a young De La Hoya, he's like De La Hoya in 1998. This man is a specimen. They were saying he's too fast. Tank is too short. And then what happened?
I'm not gonna lie. Before I found out the whole weight catch and the clauses, like I had Ryan winning too. But when I found out all that other shit, I'm like, nah, he done handicapped himself. But go ahead.
But now I hear a narrative going around that Tank is a nobody. Like I hear these people in the YTBC saying like, who did Tank beat? Like Tank hasn't beat nobody. Tank's
I've even said, yo, Tank, people in my channel get on me for fucking because I say I think Tank is good, bro. I just think he just doesn't his resume. I think he should. The only criticism I have with Tank is I feel like for what I see in him, this is me, for what I see in him, I think he should have been unified or undisputed by now. But I think the beginning part of his career, Floyd had a lot to do with that because he's a commodity. Just like this, what's this young kid? The Tank 2.0 motherfucker. What's his name? Oh my God, Kerman Moltron or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, that kid. Yeah.
Okay,
that kid, yeah.
right. He another one. They gonna ride that out until You know, that's the one thing I'll say with Floyd. He if you got power and you can knock people out, he'll put a whole bunch of people in. He will make it, he will market it good to where it's like, you know, like for instance, Santa Cruz, not to get off topic. Like the whole said that, like, did people really think Santa Cruz was gonna beat Tank, bro? Like, he's moving up. All right, he's moving up. He's not a power puncher. You know, he's a Mexican. He's gonna come forward. He's got heart. Like, that was tailor made for Tank. And I feel like most of his career, earlier in his career, if he didn't have Floyd, and I don't know how he would have moved, but I know now, I can tell you what I see now. How come how come Tank is ready to fight and nobody wants to fight this motherfucker right now? That's what I see.
Exactly.
I don't know if you see that, but Shakur, where the fuck is Shakur? Right? Yeah, I like Tio, right? Well, I don't see Tio yelling his name out, right? I haven't been watching any like recent interviews, but what I'm saying is it just seemed like to me that when Tank was tied up, everybody yelling his name, Devin yelling his name, Ryan is yelling for a rematch. Well, Ryan can't. I think Ryan is crazy enough to fight Tank again. I just think he's suspended. But yeah, I get it. Yeah, I see what you're saying. The whole narrative is Tank is a nobody, but like I think even people that say that, like I've had people come on my channel and they call him names and I'm like, but come on, bro, you know Tank a nasty motherfucker. You know he'll knock you out or he'll knock this guy out, right? I would like to see him against a Cepeda, a Shakur and shit like that. But I think even the people that say that, like you said, it's a narrative. They know deep down inside.
Tank is good for boxing. The kid has never been in a bad fight, like in a boring fight. Every time I haven't followed since the beginning of his career. I haven't followed everything, but in the past couple of years, every time I see Tank fight, the kid puts on a good show. He draws a crowd. You got celebrities in the crowd. You got, I forget who it was, like famous singers. You got people always in the crowd. So the kid draws. Yeah, boxing right now is not mainstream. But people don't watch boxing like they used to in the 80s and the 90s.
So I'm glad you brought that up. Let me ask you something about Berlanga, because this is what I think. Okay, he has a lot of pride, which I think, like I said, I think the best thing for him to win is what you're saying. I think because I don't think he's gonna outbox Canelo. I don't care if he's got a longer reach. This is just me. He's over here watching the Bivol fight, like, bro, I don't see. But first off, Berlanga doesn't even have the style to stay on the outside of his jab and outbox Canelo. And if he did, I just think it would be counterintuitive for what he's trying to do. But and at the end of the day, I feel like the best way to beat Canelo with his circumstance is to come forward and to try to catch Canelo, right? So this whole Fat Joe or Tito, if Tito's gonna walk me out and all this, like, you don't think all that shit could actually go against me? As much people say, I see people say, look, all these guys are behind him. That's a big push. I think that's the same shit that'll get you knocked the fuck out, bro.
No, wait a second. Sorry to interrupt you, but listen, you remember Buster Douglas, right? Buster Douglas, when he pulled off the upset, right? He had just lost his mother, which was something that motivated him a lot. I feel by Berlanga listen, Fat Joe in the Bronx is a legend. Fat Joe, he's known. I could take it back in the 90s. He had a clothing store. He would give out clothes to kids who got A's. Back in the early 2000s when he popped and he was selling platinum records, he used to dress up as Santa Claus, do the Christmas drive in the Bronx, give out gifts.
I used to see him on Tremont Ave.
He does work. He even goes to schools. He still does it. Talks about gang violence. Fat Joe's a staple in the Bronx. He's a big inspiration. I feel like Berlanga is going to be inspired. He's got Tito behind him, like you just mentioned. I feel that's going to inspire. Berlanga right now is probably training like a man possessed. I can bet anything. This man is training like a man who has a spell on him. You know what I mean? I feel that he better. Because
I'm gonna tell you like this. Even let's just and okay, let me ask you. Let me see where your head's at right here. So I agree with you that if Canelo loses, it's because I've heard people say like, oh, well, this shit is going to catch up to Canelo. Yeah, that is true. Absolutely right. Where at Father Time, you can't beat Father Time. And I've even said this even with Floyd. Like, I feel like Floyd left the game at a right time. I think he knew. Okay. I think Terrence Crawford even knows, like, you could be a gym rat. Okay. Like, Terrence Crawford is a gym rat. Floyd Mayweather's a gym rat. Canelo, boxing is life, So these aren't guys that blow up in between fights and go to clubs and shit like that, right? However, like, Time, you can't beat Father Time. And yes, Canelo is an old 34. He's had a lot of fights. He's been fighting since 15, 16, right? Even with all that, like, I don't believe that like just this fight, all of a sudden this fight, it's gonna, because I don't feel like a person like him, when they decline, I feel like when a fighter declines, right? Yes, can it decline in one fight? Absolutely. But I feel like with fighters like Crawford, fighters like Floyd, fighters like Canelo that live that boxing life, that doesn't fall off in one fight, bro. It slowly, you start seeing like he's slower now. He's this and that. And I think you said that, right? But here goes the thing about Canelo, though. He's smart. You look at the Canelo that fought Triple G, right? Kind of slick a little bit, slick, faster, right? He knows he's slowed down. Now he stays up in that high guard a lot, right? And he'll try to counter you and throw a body punch. Even with all that, I still think he's got a lot more to fall back on than what Berlanga has. And if Berlanga does, and this is what I mean, I do believe that if he's going to beat Canelo, it's this very thing. I believe your strength is your weakness, bro. I think you heard me say that. I do believe your strength is your weakness. If you're fucking powerful as fuck, right?
Facts.
That's also what, so that means you're going to try to what? Knock somebody out, right? Well, when you swing, that leaves you to get countered, right? Yeah. Or if somebody's really fast, like your strengths can be used against you. And I feel like the same thing, the only way Berlanga can win is if he goes balls to the wall, comes forward and uses that BX pride or whatever the fuck, right? But at the same time, I feel like with a person as a caliber of Canelo, that lives boxing, not a motherfucker that blows up in between fights and gets, oh, I got to do a fat camp. No. He lives boxing. So I feel like a person in his stature, his decline is very slow. So even if he is declining, even if he is taking Berlanga lightly, I still favor Canelo.
But I think that Canelo's going to gas. He's going to gas later in the middle and around round 5 or 6. Canelo's going to gas.
6? Damn. Yeah. I mean, all right.
Yeah. He's going to throw a lot.
In order for him to gas is 6, bro. In order for him to gas is 6, that means Berlanga is constantly coming forward and throwing punches, bro.
Yeah, because if Berlanga is going to start off slow and Canelo's going to gain confidence, right? But Berlanga won't be affected by Canelo's onslaught. The power is not going to affect him. I can guarantee that he's going to, Canelo has decent pop, but he's not a knockout artist. In my opinion, he's not a devastating puncher, and he's lost some of that snap.
I do believe he's lost some of that snap, but brother, this is me. The body, bro. You don't need a lot to catch somebody in the body, my guy. You don't. A good liver shot. Listen, you could probably knock one of these motherfuckers out if you swing hard as hell and catch him flat out in the liver, bro.
I remember fighters like De La Hoya, Arturo Gatti. I know they moved up in weight later on, right? But even so, the snap wasn't there later on in their career. They just weren't punching the way they used to in the beginning of their career. No puncher has the same snap 19 years in their career. And this is going to...
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Berlanga is going to wait. He's going to be patient, start off, going easy. He's going to use the ring. He's going to move around more than you've seen him move around. He's going to wait for the opportunity. He's going to be able to time Canelo. Canelo's going to be throwing wildly. Like Canelo's going to be... Because he's going to see that Berlanga is going to be gun shy at the beginning. And that's going to give him the confidence for Canelo to just keep coming forward.
I guess I know your answer. I guess I know your answer to this then, just by the way that you're talking. But I could have swore I got to go back and look at it.
Yeah.
I watched the Munguia fight live, right? And this is just me. The round where he dropped Munguia, I was saying to myself, something looks different. Like he looks like he's a tad bit slower, right? And that's what I was saying to myself. And then later on in the round, he drops Munguia. And this is the standpoint I'm coming from, though.
Yeah.
Even a motherfucking Canelo that's not the same, even the one that doesn't have the same power that he had years ago, he's not the same fighter in the Triple G fight. He still has experience. He's still a good counter puncher. He's not a light puncher, bro. Because all right, he may not have the same power. He's not a fucking light puncher, bro. Like, I don't know, unless you think that. You think he's a light puncher?
In my opinion, Berlanga won't be affected by his power. Because Berlanga.
What about the body?
We got to see. We got to see if Canelo, how much Canelo goes to the body. And if there's the price to pay of doing that. By getting too close to Berlanga, if Berlanga can unload the right and the left, if he can catch him coming in. So there might be a price to pay for doing that. If
I
you're
think
going to
that
the,
if he starts hitting Berlanga and Berlanga's eating them shits, I got Canelo going right downstairs, bro.
yeah, but we don't know how
Right
Canelo's
downstairs.
going to react. We don't know how Canelo's going to react to Berlanga's power. That's what we got to see, because Berlanga is not a light puncher. Berlanga is not a feather-fisted fighter. You know, nobody gets 16 first-round KOs if they can't punch. That's impossible.
He's got thud.
Yeah,
He's got
that's
thud.
impossible. That's impossible.
I've seen, but let's keep it a buck, bro. I've seen Berlanga chin checked a couple times, bro. Not knocked out, but I've seen him chin checked. I've seen him get hit and like, oh shit, like you know what I mean?
Well, that could happen.
That
could happen because it's boxing. It's boxing. Styles make fights, and it happens. And to me, Berlanga getting those 16 first round KOs, that affected him because he didn't get the rounds in. Right? When you're pro, you need to get the rounds in. When you start knocking everyone out in one round, you don't know how to go into the deep waters. You're new to the game, right? So he in all these fights you saw him with Steve Rose and all these other dudes, you know, he was learning basically, like a trial period of how it is in the pros.
I think with Damon Nicholson, everybody got on him for that fight. I think that was his best fight.
Yeah,
I think he went the distance. That was the first time he went the distance, but he knocked him down 5 times. He won damn near every round. So I know a lot of people were like, Berlanga is exposed. And I remember saying, nah, actually, I like the fact that he went the distance and it showed me that he can go the whole fight. And he dropped him later on in the fight too, which means his power carry. So
people use that word exposed all the time. Like people will say that, people like the narrative on YouTube was that Canelo was exposed by Bivol. Like there was a whole bunch of people who made live streams right after Canelo lost. Like, oh, Canelo exposed by Bivol. He was exposed by, you know, he couldn't do nothing against Bivol. So, you know, that word exposed gets thrown around a lot in boxing. You know what I mean? To me also, Canelo's reign is getting stale. Like his time on top has been getting stale. I feel like his marketability is not there anymore. I feel like that the fans they want a new guy to root for. Whether it's Virgil or
I'll tell you what, if you right, brother, then you got a lot of rights to shit talk. You know what I mean? Listen, I actually, like I said, I root for the underdog, but I'm a realist. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm one of them type. I don't know if you've been watching me for a long time. I'm one of the type, like, even if I like the fighter, if I think he's gonna lose, I think he's gonna lose. Like I get shit all the time. Like I've been getting on T.O. lately because I just feel like, you know, in the past couple of fights, I felt like he wasn't progressing the way that me as a person that supports him does. So every time I got on him, I would see people come at me like, you're not a real T.O. fan. No, motherfucker, I am. I'm keeping it real. I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't see shit. I'm going to act like I'm blind. No, if he don't fucking fix this shit, he going to lose. So that's just how I am. Even if I'm going for you, if I feel like you're going to lose, you're going to lose. I said Chris Colbert was going to get knocked out by Arroyo in the rematch, but I was going for Chris. You see what I'm saying? So like, I don't mind if Berlanga wins. Like I'm voting for the underdog. You know what I mean? I don't have, but I'm a realist at the same time. I feel like even a Canelo that is overlooking him, even a Canelo that is slowing down, even a Canelo that fights differently, even a Canelo in silk sheets, that's just me, man. I feel like that's still enough to pull it out. But all that shit set aside, all that shit is what Berlanga needs in order for him to win. Because in order for him to win, Canelo's going to have to take him a little lightly. Canelo's going to have to think like, oh, this is just another Munguia fight. You know, I dropped big ass Munguia, so I'll drop big ass Berlanga too. And now I don't know if Berlanga with this whole shit talking shit, if he's trying to get Canelo mad, but I don't know if getting Canelo mad is a good thing. Some fighters, it's a good thing. Some fighters, you're like, he got in his head. You see, he got his head. Like I truly believe that Tank got in Frank Martin's head. I really do. He was talking about this motherfucker. His girl was sitting right there. Tank is right there calling this girl a thot and everything. I really feel like that got in his head and shit. Canelo, I don't think that really helps you. If anything, I feel like it hurts you. That's me. I feel like if you piss Canelo off, he goes from this. Now hear me out. I feel like he goes from, see, I was going to knock you out. Now I'm going to punish you. And I feel like he's more dangerous when he's punishing you. Because he picks his Canelo doesn't throw wasted shots. Canelo's not like a pit bull or Chavez that just, you know, they're just throw. I'm not saying that they just aimlessly throw punches, but there's a lot of wasted punches. Canelo doesn't have a lot of wasted punches. All his punches are counter punches. Counter punching, yes, he doesn't throw a lot of combinations. It's mainly a 1-2 or whatever, but it's timed. And he also is a very good counter body puncher, and he's got a high guard, and he's got a good chin, brother. Like, for instance, like you're saying Berlanga's gonna have to knock him out. So you're telling me I mean, listen, everything's gonna have to align in my opinion, but like he's got a good chin and he's got pretty good D. Yeah, he might get hit a little bit more, but that chin has saved him plenty of times. And I feel like his experience and I just feel like it's still not enough unless he's overlooking him.
Well, the thing is, bro, that in my opinion, like I go back to the Charlo fight, a really smaller fighter, Canelo couldn't do shit against Charlo. He should have hurt him. He should have looked way better.
Charlo was on his bicycle, brother. You know that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I say. But I don't. What I'm trying to tell you is like, who has Canelo knocked out where you're saying, wow, that was an impressive knockout? I don't see the power. I don't see the like if you consider Plant and these, like, to me those are subpar competition. Those are dudes who are not really like, if you want to say Berlanga subpar and he's lower level, well, that's your opinion. But I put Berlanga then in the same position as let's say a Plant, right? For me, Berlanga's on the same level as Plant. So if you're saying that Plant,
I think Plant has proven that he's accomplished more, but I could see where you're coming from as far as he's a true 168 pounder. But here goes the thing. I go back to this again. Canelo has never been, most of Canelo's fights, he's the smaller guy, bro. You know that. He's the smaller guy. Most of the fights he fights, the guy's taller than him, the guy's got more reach than him, or he's got more power, or he's got more speed, or he's this and that, right? And Canelo always finds out a way to win because I feel like I think he's seen almost every style. So the fact that he's not a power puncher and knocking everybody out, like I don't feel like that's going to be a big factor. I think the biggest factor, and like I said, we got a difference of opinion. I feel like the biggest factor is going to be whether he's really taking Berlanga lightly, which, bro, I doubt it, but is it possible? Yeah. When you got $200 million and you've been walking through people, and I feel like this is where I feel like Canelo gets a little bit unfair criticism too. Okay? Because I feel like people look at Canelo, and yes, when you look at Canelo, when you look at Oscar De La Hoya, I can see the criticisms that people have. But at the end of the day, in today's market, when we look at the resumes, right? He has a lot. He has a good resume I'm not comparing him to the greats because we're in a different era. For this era, his resume is not bad. Okay. It's a good resume. And all those fighters, a lot of these fights, he made it look easy. And he made it easy in a fight where he's the smaller man.
Yeah.
He's the smaller man. So if anything, it should have been really, really hard for Canelo. He makes a lot of this shit look fucking easy, bro. So
what do you see? So you're telling me you see a Canelo stopping Berlanga?
I picked him. I think this is what I think. I think if Berlanga wins, which like I said, I think is very possible. If he's gonna overlook somebody, it's gonna be Berlanga. I feel, but in my opinion, I believe this is. I'm gonna just say it now. I do think we're gonna see something that we're not expected. It could be a little war. It could be because like I said, I don't think Berlanga's that type of guy that's gonna be like, I'm gonna pack it up and survive. I think that very thing, that pride thing that you're talking about, he's gonna need that to win. But in my opinion, that's what's gonna get him knocked out. I feel like his pride is he's gonna get into that war, and because he's never been in a fight at his magnitude. That's why I feel like Berlanga should have waited a little bit, but I feel like I feel like when they do get into a war, he's gonna try to step to Canelo, and that's where Canelo's experience comes in. And I think he's gonna land a body shot, and I think Berlanga is gonna get knocked out by a body shot.
I see it. I see Canelo getting overconfident and Berlanga unloading on him. That's how I see it. And only Sunday, when Saturday comes, we're gonna see. But to me, Berlanga right now is motivated. He's got all of New York buzzing. 9 million people in New York, not counting New York State. Another 9 million, almost 20 million people. This is the rebirth of boxing. I feel, bro. Like, to be honest with you, I feel that boxing right now needs like a reboot, like a restart. You know what I mean? Like the Canelo era. I think it ran its course. You know, it's getting repetitive because let's say Canelo does win, right? Let's say Canelo wins, right? Where's Canelo going to go after this, right? Is he going to fight a 37-year-old smaller Crawford who no one really cares about that fight? You know, people just, Crawford, because, you know, Crawford has the little buzz.
You know what? It's kind of funny you say that. Like I said, I saw a recent interview. Oh my God, where can I find it? Somebody put in the chat. What was Canelo's recent interview? I want to think that it was a woman.
Yeah.
I want to think it was a woman. This is where because I remember watching it and it wasn't too long ago. I remember watching it and I was like, that's weird. I don't think I've ever seen Canelo like actually answer quite like when they ask him, hey, what's after this? Usually he'd be like, the correct answer is, hey man, I ain't looking past Berlanga. Like, I ain't gonna talk about no other fight. Right now, my eyes is focused on, but I could have swore in this interview he started talking about other fights. And I found that interesting. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe, and like I said, bro, if he's gonna overlook somebody, it's gonna be Berlanga. But I think when they asked him, and I want to find it, he might have brought up if the money's right, but I know. Did you hear what he said when he was on the Breakfast Club? By the way, did you ever hear that?
Nah. I don't really watch many interviews like
okay,
that.
Well, I got a little clip of it. Let me play for you for what he said right here. This is when they asked him about the Turk al-Sheikh, okay, about Crawford.
His Excellency, the Sheikh said that he would be willing to pay whatever you want to fight Crawford.
Fine.
Yeah.
If he's willing to pay whatever I want, hands down.
That'll work. So if yeah, you're in. So if the numbers were right with Crawford, you'll do it.
Why not? Why not? I think Crawford don't get me wrong. He's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight. For me, easy money.
Easy money. So mind you, I'm not sure if the Berlanga fight was even announced yet. But either way, Canelo's gonna be confident, bro. Okay. But like I said, I do believe that I saw an interview where he kind of answered the question, like he was talking about after the Berlanga, and I found that interesting. And like I said, I did see the Munguia fight live, and in my opinion, I said, damn, Canelo looks a little slow. And then in the same round, he dropped like 40 seconds later, he dropped Munguia. I do think, let me ask you this. Who you think would win? Munguia or I know that I don't believe in the triangle theory, okay? But who you think wins? Munguia versus Berlanga?
Good fight, but I see Berlanga stopping him. I see Berlanga stopping him.
Plant versus Berlanga.
Berlanga will stop him. I feel like those guys come forward too much. They don't move. They don't use the ring. They don't cut off the ring. It's tailor-made for Berlanga. Berlanga's a brawler. Berlanga does good with guys who stand in front of him. I feel like Berlanga, like I told you, he hasn't reached his full potential yet. I feel like
I agree with that. I agree with that. Which is why I don't think he should be fighting Canelo right now.
Yeah. And people are kind of like, the narrative here on YouTube is like that this is a joke of a fight. Like I've heard people say they're not ordering the fight.
I said it was a joke of a fight.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that, right? A lot of people are saying that. And people also said that about Canelo Bivol. Some people were saying that Bivol was a cherry pick. I heard people in these chats saying that. Oh,
I heard some of that too. But that's because a lot of people didn't know who Bivol was. But yeah.
He said, there was people saying, oh, why is he fighting Bivol? Like why is Canelo fighting does he just want like a big guy on his resume so he can knock him out and look good? Like he was trying to do like another Kovalev. Like people were talking shit about Bivol. Like, the boxing fans here in the YTBC are fickle. They switch sides. They're weird. Just like they switch.
That's the only thing. That's the switching sides thing is they see like me. I just try to be straight up. I've shitted on Berlanga a lot. I've already said that shit. I'm on record saying I've never, what did I say? I said it multiple times. I said, bro, I've never advocated for a fight not to happen. Like I don't care. Even if it's a shitty fight, I'm like, I love boxing. I want to see it. I said, if there's one fight I don't want to see, it's Berlanga versus Canelo. And look, I think I've already admitted, I do feel like I've been hard on Berlanga, but that's my own personal reasons too. I feel like a lot of the reasons why I don't like Berlanga is because, me being, I was born in the Bronx. I sound like him. I was born in the Bronx and I was raised in Patterson, but I've grown up around Puerto Ricans like him and Dominicans like him. He just reminds me of a grimy motherfucker that I grew up with. So I just got this, like, I don't like him. That's
Yeah,
more.
I've been to Patterson. Patterson
Right,
is
right,
like
yeah.
70% Boricua. Patterson,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like
My father was murdered on Belmont Ave, right off of
okay,
Union Ave on Checkers. So I've been around people like this my whole life, and
yeah.
so he gives off that vibe to me. That's more. See, see. I can't control that though, because there's another fight, Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury is a great boxer, but it's just something about his personality that rubs me the wrong way. You see
Well,
what I'm saying?
it's good you brought that up because I saw Fury against Usyk,
Mm-hmm.
and to me, Fury looked like half the fighter he looked like in the third Wilder fight. Fury got old overnight. That's an example of a fighter
Not to
that
get
just
off topic, who you think wins that rematch?
Usyk. Usyk went even easier this time. He's going to embarrass Fury. I think Fury, he showed how much he slowed down in the first fight.
Mhm.
This fight is going to be an embarrassment. Like Fury's pop is not there anymore. He's moving slower than ever. I think the money got to him. He made those.
I don't know if I don't know if he's gonna beat Usyk, but I got Fury doing better than
Yeah, well, that's
Berlanga.
your opinion. Yeah, in
Yeah.
my opinion, like the Fury I saw with Usyk
Mhm.
was a shadow. Was like 50% of what we saw against the Wilder the third time.
And this is what you think Canelo is going to be a shadow of himself.
Yeah, Canelo is going to be. He's going to be overconfident. Like I told you, he's not training properly anymore. Too many years in the boxing biz. No one is sharp after almost 20 years in the game. You know what I mean? And looking at it from a boxing fan standpoint, Canelo is at the point where now it's just too much of Canelo. I feel like boxing needs a new guy.
Mhm.
Berlanga having the Boricuas behind him. He's marketable in Chicago, which is a massive city. New York, all of New York State, almost 20 million people. Pittsburgh, Philly, he's marketable at all the East Coast. I feel like boxing has been dormant for a long time in the East Coast. The people are not watching boxing. Boxing is now like something that's almost in Texas. Like people are watching boxing in California, Arizona. The East Coast is dormant. They're not making. Yeah, they're not making. Wait. Sorry. Just give me a second.
Mhm.
They're not making fights at the Garden. The Madison Square Garden is.
Right.
I remember. I went. Listen. I remember. I went in 2015 to the Peter Quillen versus Danny Jacobs fight.
I
That
remember
arena.
that.
That arena was 70% empty, and
Mhm.
and Quillen is from Michigan, and Danny Jacobs is from BK. He's a Brooklyn
Brooklyn.
cat, and that shit was 70% empty. Boxing has been dormant, and even Danny Jacobs versus Triple G, there was a dude outside of the Barclays giving out tickets for free. That's why that looked kind of full. I'm telling you that in New York, the East Coast, boxing is dormant. People are not watching boxing. I have cousins in Canada. Boxing is dead in Canada. People are not watching. They don't. It's not
The UFC
mainstream
also
anymore.
got the Noche thing also on the
Yeah,
same day. The no, and you
yeah,
got the Rehad guy. You got the Turk Al Sheikh funding it also. But one last thing, because I didn't want this live to be super long, but you just
yeah,
reminded me of something. I
yeah.
do believe another thing that I feel like is going to go against Berlanga, and I don't know if you heard me say this, is I feel like the magnitude of the fight, the
Mm,
magnitude, like I feel like, okay, yeah, I feel like, yeah, in order for him to win, he's gonna have to have that mindset, like, yo, I can't get embarrassed. I gotta, balls to the wall, bring it to him, right? But I also feel like the magnitude of that, bro, that shit, like, that's a lot of pressure, bro. That's a
yeah.
lot of pressure. You got Fat Joe, Felix Trinidad, you got all them there. That's a lot of pressure for somebody who's never been in a magnitude of fight like that. So he's either gonna handle it well, or he's gonna fold, bro. He's
But
gonna fold.
Berlanga has already stated that he's aware that people are picking Canelo, that the
Mhm.
odds are almost one-sided. So at the same time, I understand what you're saying about the pressure, but he knows that he's expected to lose. So a guy who's expected to lose, if he takes the loss, he'll be like, "Fuck, I lost to Canelo. I lost to the biggest name at the moment in boxing. I
Mhm.
can bounce back." On the other hand, Canelo's going to be overconfident to the point where he's gonna get caught by Berlanga, and that power is going to affect him. Canelo, the bottom line here is that Canelo won't be able to take Berlanga's power, and I feel that Berlanga is the biggest puncher to date that Canelo has fought. That's the statement I'm going to make. I'm going to stand
All
on
right.
that, and I think it's good. Like I just told you, it's good for boxing.
Mhm.
The Canelo thing is getting repetitive now. where he's not going to go back and fight Bivol. The Bivol thing is over. You know, he doesn't want the Bivol rematch. The Benavidez fight, that's most likely history. Benavidez has moved on already, and you know, there's a whole bunch of smoke and mirrors when it comes to that fight. Some people say Canelo's ducking. Some people say Benavidez is ducking. That's never going to happen. That would have happened already because that's a huge fight. You know, Mexican versus Mexican. That brings, Benavidez is huge in Arizona. You know, in Arizona, they love him. He has that West Coast support. And Canelo, he's big. He's the face of boxing, right? That would have happened already, right? I don't think Canelo's waiting to age out Benavidez, right? That would make no sense because Canelo's at the end of his career. So what is he waiting? That's not going to happen. So Berlanga winning is good for boxing, brings the East Coast crowd back to boxing. You could make, like for example, if Berlanga wins, they could put Berlanga, Benavidez in the Garden. In the Garden, that would be huge. Berlanga, Benavidez. In the Garden, that would do. And, you know, and people will forget about Canelo. You know, it's like Canelo.
I think the Plant fight is already, they're already, that's a good fight after. Oh, by the way, Berlanga already said, though, in an interview, did you hear what he said? They said, let's say you win, right? He's like, when I win. And he's like, okay, what's your next fight? He says, rematch. Rematch clause with Canelo.
Yeah.
And Canelo's going to want that rematch, by the way.
Well, we got to see. Because if he didn't take the Bivol rematch, in my opinion, real champions go for the rematch. Because we saw the Wilder situation. He fired his coach. He fired the guy who stopped the fight. Wilder was, you know, he was badly hurt in that fight. Blood coming out of his ear. You know, almost a career-ending KO. Like it looked like it was on the way to being a devastating KO. The trainer helped him. He fired his trainer. Brought back his best buddy, Malik Scott. He told him, let me go out of my shield. You know, don't stop this till I'm out on the canvas. And he almost died. He almost died in that third fight.
Yeah,
and see, that's how champion. And you know, and you saw Wilder in his and when he came back after the Fury fight, Wilder looked almost. He almost looked retarded the way he's fighting now. Like he looks like he lost brain cells in that Fury trilogy. Like
I understand the whole go out on shit, but I don't understand firing the guy that saved your life. But
yeah, but that's the warrior in him. The warrior, in him. You know, he didn't want no weird shit going on in the third fight. You know, for the towel to be thrown. That's what Chico Corrales, Diego Corrales. He did that.
I love Chico.
He fired his stepfather. His stepfather in 2001 when he jumped on the ropes when he stopped the Mayweather fight. The guy who waved the flag. The guy with he had the glass. Yeah, that was his stepfather. The black guy who stepped on the ropes and threw the towel in the Floyd fight. That was his stepfather. Chico fired his stepfather as a trainer, and he brought in. He said, "Never would I bring in a trainer who stops a fight." So some fighters who are real warriors, they'll fire their trainer for stopping a fight. You know what I mean? So I see it. Yeah. So I lost a lot of respect for Canelo when he didn't go after Bivol. When you're the face of boxing, especially the face, when you call yourself the cash cow and you're the only dude who's popping in boxing, you have to go after that guy after. Whatever he says, it's Bivol's terms. It's Bivol's terms because he beat you, right? You go after that. You go chase that rematch. Canelo lost a lot of respect. He went back to fight a 40-0 Triple G. Nobody cared about that. And then he went fight Ryder, another fight that, you know, Ryder, domestic level fighter. Nobody cares about him in the U.S. Nobody even knows him in the U.S. So I've lost a lot of respect for Canelo. I think that it's a time for boxing, like a new scene. Boxing needs a new guy on the scene, and I think that Berlanga winning is good for boxing. And hopefully
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, and I see that it's like the rebirth, and you're gonna have fights at the Garden, fights at the Barclays. You have Chicago behind him. You got Boricuas everywhere in the East Coast. Boxing is dormant right now in the East Coast. Boxing now it's West Coast, Texas. That's where people are watching boxing, and we need to change that. And Berlanga's going to do it for BK. He's going to do it for all the 5 boroughs, upstate New York. Berlanga, I'm calling you right now, your boy Papi Manteca. And I got to tell you, Shadow, I know you're closing this up, so I don't want to keep going. I want to tell you it was an honor to chop it up with you. I know your whole style your whole style is official. I know you don't fuck around. I don't see you on too many panels, so I know that you're not rocking with any gay or
I don't go on panels really.
Yeah. It's just a whole bunch of bullshit now. Like these dudes are all like, there's all these channels are full of narratives now. Like, you know, they're rocking with one fighter, and Everyone's sucking each other's dick on the panel. It's boring now. You know, the whole boxing community is just boring. Yeah.
I'll go to a channel like if somebody invites me or something. But as far as like just hopping on the link, I used to. I mean, I do every once in a while, but I get what you're saying. I agree. Listen, I agree too, which is why did you know I made a bet, right? That if Berlanga wins, I shut my channel down.
Oh, okay.
So you probably, since you think he's gonna win, you ain't gonna see me no more. So.
Oh, so you're gonna be ghost, like you're gonna be literally ghost.
Yeah. So just before you get off, I have like OCD almost in a way, right? So because I have a channel, I feel like I have to go live and I feel like I have to do it right, but it gets in the way of my life, like because like I said, I'll go on and I'll say I'm going only 20 minutes a day, but because I know I love boxing, I'll fuck around and be on 4 hours, knowing I got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then add into what you're saying, and I know what people say, don't let it get to you, but it's kind of hard when you're in a community. See, like not many people have a channel and don't watch other channels. That's like saying you cover the NFL. But you don't watch nobody else covering the NFL. No, this is like a competition too. You want to hear the inside of your peers or other people that have channels. So, it's kind of hard, But yeah, after a while, it gets tiring and I see the bullshit. And I'm just like, some people I do understand why they do what they do because they're getting an income. There's a little bit difference once you're making an income, especially if that's your main source of income. Yeah. But other than that, but I get what you're saying. But yeah, I made a bet. I said, well, if Berlanga wins, I'll shut my channel down. So this way, I don't want to go back on my word to be like a little bitch. So it gives me an excuse to shut it down for good. So,
bro, most people do it as a hobby. Most boxing channels, you really get there's no support. Even if your channel's monetized, people don't drop super chats. Like you can be live for 5 hours, you won't see any money coming in. The only people that drop super chats are the LDBC, but they're like a big family. Right, they're like they're not even friends. That's like a family movement.
I spoke about them earlier in my early live. I said, "Yo, they support each other."
Yeah, this community is toxic. It's filled with trolls and weirdos. Like you see the guy who's trolling Alonzo. There's just a bunch of weird shit, bro. And random people see that. Like random people will come into these chats and see that type of shit, and they leave. They don't want to even be part of like you have some guy called Alonzo Attorney, right? Let's say a random person comes in, right? They see that username. They leave the chat, right? They're like, I'm not going to engage with these fucking weirdos. Like, who are these people? You know what I mean? So these people are destroying the community, and it might be one dude with like 100,000 accounts who's literally destroying the community, right? But that's what people do. Some people have no life. They're basement dwellers, video gamers, and bro.
I also suspect that some of the people that troll me are people that I know.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it is what it is. But we'll see what. Thank you for joining the panel, brother. I appreciate you.
Mad respect, bro. I hope you do change your mind. It doesn't matter if you bet that you're leaving. Change your mind one day. Come back. And it was an honor. Mad respect. And just so you know, Berlanga 8th round KO. Puerto Rico stand up. Salute to all the 5 boroughs. New York, Papi Manteca. That's my time. 100.
Take it easy, brother. At least at least he's picking Berlanga. So hey man, listen, he's not the only one that firmly believes Berlanga is gonna win this fight. I've seen a couple so far. Like I said, I'll end with this, man. Not to beat what they call it, a dead horse. I ain't trying to beat a dead horse, but he said 8th round knockout, right? I believe that in order for him to win, he's gonna have to knock him out. I don't believe he's gonna outbox Canelo. I do believe that the magnitude of the fight is going to get to him. See, he may not be showing. This is what I think. I could be wrong, but I don't think that he's fought anybody to get to the. Like, bro, you go from fighting fucking Squiggly to Canelo. Like, that's not. You're not going from here to here, or maybe from here to here. You're going from like here to like fucking up there, bro, and like that. Like, I do believe the magnitude gets to you, bro. Like, I do believe, and then you add in all these people supporting you, all these people representing you, and then you throw in the pride, and then you throw in the age, and then you throw in the not enough experience. And I feel like all this shit that he needs to win, which, by the way, all that shit he needs to win in order for him to beat Canelo, like I said, I think Canelo's got to be slowing down, taking him lightly, and he's going to need to be balls to the wall, take it to him, with all the people supporting him and everything. But I feel like that is to say that I feel like this is the very thing of why this man's going to lose. The reason why people think that's going to win, I think that's the very thing that because I feel like the magnitude of the fight is going to get to him. Number one, I feel like if it does turn into a war, if it does, I don't think Canelo's chin goes overnight, and I think Berlanga is a hard puncher, but I don't think he's the hardest puncher Canelo has ever faced. And I do believe that Canelo's got a good chin. I do believe he's got experience. He doesn't throw a lot of wasted punches. He's a counter puncher. He said that he's going to be hitting Berlanga, and Berlanga is not going to phase him. I see, in my opinion, I feel like if he starts doing that and it's not phasing him, he's going to go right downstairs to the body, bro. I don't think Canelo is stupid. I think he's seeing a lot. He's been around, bro. And I just feel like these are the very things of why Berlanga would lose, because I feel like if it ever gets to that point where they are in a back and forth, I feel like in Berlanga's head, he doesn't have that experience to be like, let me chill for a bit, see if I could let Canelo get tired. I feel like his young, inexperienced, cocky Puerto Rican from New York, Fat Joe's in the crowd, all that shit is going to make him be like, nah, but I'm going to take it, bro. He ain't going to disrespect me. And I feel like that's what's going to get you fucked up. Because the experience of Canelo is going to fuck you up. And that's just me. Hey, but if he knocks him out, I'll go live that night if he wins, because that'll probably be my last live. If I ever change my mind, I don't know. If I change my mind, I'll change my mind, but I don't think it'll be that night. I think I'm going to use that as an excuse to sayonara on my own vacay for a while. But anyway, bro, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, bro. The Shadow Ghost, I will probably go live a couple times before the fight. I don't know. We'll see. And if I don't, you will see me on the night of the fight. That's for sure. With this occasion. Have a good day. Good night.